Livetyping is the video course that teaches UX designers how to make interactive prototypes using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is a short excerpt from Lesson 4 of the course. It shows you how to add a slide-down notification to a page, a bit like the one that Twitter uses in its web interface to tell you you've got new tweets. After adding the jQuery and jQuery UI libraries, let's just change the page title. This is just a simple page with a header and one section containing text. Let's add a logo placeholder using placehold.it and a snappy title. In the section, I'm just pasting in some lorem ipsum. Now let's add a few CSS rules to make it look nice. First, fonts. Let's use a nicer font and make all the text a bit smaller. And we'll also get rid of the default margin. Now let's give our header a dark background and a bit of padding. As for the heading, let's just change its display to inline block so that it sits on the same line as the image. We'll also get rid of its default margins as well, and just add one on the left so there's a bit of space between it and the logo. Oh, and let's make the text white as well. It's almost there, but the logo is a bit too close to the top, so let's give the whole header a bit of top padding. Finally, we'll add some margins to the section that holds the lorem ipsum. Now let's add the notification itself. We'll do this by adding a div between our header and our section. It just contains a paragraph with a notification text. Moving back to the CSS pane, let's add a rule to make the text bigger, center it, change its background and text colors so that it'll catch your eye, and get rid of the margins. We'll also give it a bottom border. Now we'll change its positioning to absolute so it sits in front of the section instead of above it. Now that we've done that, as you can see, it's only as wide as its content, so we need to explicitly set its width to 100%. Finally, we'll set its display to none so that initially it's not displayed. Okay, time to add some code to make stuff happen. What we're going to do is make the notification appear as soon as the page finishes loading, leave it there for a couple of seconds, and then hide it again. In real life, you'd probably have this be triggered by some user action. So here we're selecting the div and using a chain to show it, wait, and then hide it. Right now, because of the way jQuery queues things, delay has no effect, so the div is hidden as soon as it appears. So let's add some arguments in the show and hide functions so they actually animate. Here, the first argument, slide, is the animation style, and the second is the speed. As you can see, this isn't exactly what we want. It slides the div in from the side instead of from the top. Luckily, show and hide let us provide additional arguments for controlling various aspects of the animation, including its direction. What we need to do is add an argument between the style and speed arguments. It's enclosed in curly braces because it's a list of key value pairs. We could specify other options here, but we're just going to specify one, direction. Let's specify down as the direction because we want it to slide down from the top. That gives us the exact opposite of what we want. So let's try changing it to up. Okay, that works. So now let's just copy and paste it into the hide function as well. It kind of works, but it's not very smooth, is it? Let's slow it down so we can see what's going on. Let's replace slow with 3000. It's seems to be waiting until the slide down animation is completed before drawing in the background above the text, which doesn't look very good. Let's investigate a bit. First, let's comment out the hide function so we can take a closer look at our div. Then we'll inspect it in Firebug and see if we can maybe change something to fix this behavior. If we look at the paragraph contained in the div, we can see that its top margin corresponds exactly to the area that's getting drawn in too late. What would happen if we got rid of the margins and used padding instead? Let's try it. We'll just add a CSS rule for the paragraph to set its margins to 0 and add 1 rem of padding instead. And that fixes it. Now all that's left to do is go back and uncomment out the hide function. There, perfect. So if you want to save time, improve communication with stakeholders, increase the level of collaboration with developers, and get your designs in front of users earlier, not to mention becoming a more valuable practitioner in the process, Livetyping is for you.